Chapter 31. Don't be so quick to anger, Keegan, cautioned Rosalind hurriedly. After all, given the status of the other party, Rosalind was worried that her brother was going to suffer. However, she truly disliked Keegan. Rosalind decided to use Emmanuel as a shield and take advantage of the situation. This is Emmanuel, a good friend of mine. Even though Emmanuel and Rosalind shared a last name, in Keegan's mind, he had never even considered Emmanuel to be one of Rosalind's relatives. Giving Emmanuel a condescending look, Keegan said, "Your weak physique is enough for me, a seasoned soldier, to kill you with one punch. I'd advise you to know your place." Keegan was a soldier. Since he was a child, he was fond of bullying others by exerting force over them. Now that Rosalind was around, Keegan was going to go all out and showing off because he liked her. He assumed that Rosalind would fancy a domineering person like him who could give her a sense of security. He then glanced at Emmanuel's physique. How good could he possibly be? To top it off, Emmanuel is not someone of renown. I bet that a threat or two will send him scampering off with his tail between his legs. Well, soldiers are really awesome and deserve respect, said Emmanuel, nodding. As a soldier himself, Emmanuel also respected his fellow soldiers. However, he had little respect for the one before him. Humph, I guess you're smart. Keegan did not comprehend the meaning behind Emmanuel's words, assuming that Emmanuel had already been subdued. Even his very breath now seemed proud and disdainful. After that, he took Rosalind's fair hand and said, "Rosie, there are many unruly people about. Why don't we go somewhere quieter for a proper chat?" Keegan felt sorry, having not been able to pursue this deity then. Since he encountered Rosalind again tonight, he was determined to kiss her, no matter what. Rosalind's gaze wavered. Subconsciously, she coldly wrestled her hand free from his grasp and asked, "Keegan Doyle, what do you think you're doing?" She was Rosalind Lowe, not some shameless hussy. However, Keegan was used to being domineering and had never allowed anyone to go against his will. Even if Rosalind was his deity, he was going to pursue her with greater force. Emmanuel stood in front of his sister and grabbed Keegan's wrist with one hand. With a cold gaze, he said, "You're behaving so brazenly in public. You're so crass. You little piece of shit. You're courting death." Keegan was so incensed that the only thing he retaliated with was a punch to Emmanuel's face. After all, Keegan's punches were strong and powerful. Even Chase, who was some distance away, was subconsciously startled by this. However, he couldn't help but gloat. Melanie was looking on expectantly. I bet that rascal Emmanuel is in deep shit this time. Who wouldn't want Keegan to beat the crap out of him? Unexpectedly, Emmanuel easily caught Keegan's powerful punch with just one hand. He was completely unscathed. Keegan's heart sank. This little brat is quite powerful. His fist, which few people in the army could stop, was somehow easily caught by this kid. Lexi, who had been observing Emmanuel from a distance, was secretly taken aback. I think Miss Quillen's husband is no ordinary man. Upon knowing Emmanuel's strength, Keegan's expression immediately turned sinister and threatening. "You little brat. How do you oppose me?" "My apologies. You don't interest me in the slightest," retorted Emmanuel mildly. He then flicked Keegan's hand away casually. This scene amazed Melanie, Chase, and everyone else watching. Everyone thought that Emmanuel was quite arrogant for someone his size. "Damn it, you little brat. Do you dare look down on me? Don't you know who the heck I am?" scoffed Keegan disdainfully. He was so angry that he was breathless. Keegan then noticed that Emmanuel still remained impassive. He shook his head in anger.